Welcome to Traveling While Black.
Hey, what's up? I'm Anthony, this is my wife Marley, and welcome to another episode of Traveling While Black.
Yes, welcome back everyone. As a brief reminder, our show is based on our experiences traveling, and we base those experiences off of how good of a drive it was, how much fun we had, and most importantly, how comfortable do we feel as Black people visiting for the first time.
One of the dope aspects of living in the Pacific Northwest is our access to some of the most amazing islands and wildlife in the world.
Yes, and for this episode, we're going to check out one of those islands, and it's actually intro to our island series because we'll be checking out another island next week.
Yep, but for this episode, we're checking out the namesake of a popular archipelagos of islands, San Juan Island.
Yeah, and we're going to be visiting the main island of San Juan, and we're really excited because we'll be checking out the other two next year, but for this episode, check out this experience.
Yep, and as always, let us know what you think.
The geographical location of Washington State contributes to its access to some amazing islands, and the San Juan Islands are definitely one of those amazing islands.
The San Juans are an archipelagos of islands located in the Salish Sea, north of the Strait of Juan de Fuca. What's wild to think about is that they include over 172 named islands and reefs, and some of the islands are even privately owned.
We have a goal to visit all the main ones like Orcas and Lopez, but for this trip we decided to head to Friday Harbor on the archipelago's namesake island, San Juan Island. We were excited to be checking the first island on our San Juan Island experience because all we've heard was how magical it is.
We would learn if that would be the experience for us, as well as some important other tips of note when planning a visit to the island.
Drive grade. The trip from Seattle for us came out to be around almost 5 hours, but this was dependent on the ferry schedule and availability, which is one of the most important factors of getting to the San Juans.
And in our case, overlooked factor. See, what's important to note about this ferry, and really what we failed to consider, is that you have to reserve your spot on the ferry, preferably weeks in advance, up to 90 days, because time slots fill up really fast.
Also, the ferry departs from Anacortes Island, which is around an hour-and-a-half drive from Seattle.
So because we were not hip to the fact that we needed to be more proactive in booking our ferry reservations, when we finally went to book, we were left only with the 6:15 a.m. ferry.
This meant that we had to wake up at 3 in the morning to make it to the ferry line in the recommended hour prior to departure. That was rough.
I guess the ferry ride isn't bad though. It lasts about an hour and you land on the island at Friday Harbor, putting you right in the middle of a lot of options for food and fun.
Because we left so early in the morning, we really couldn't see any views for the dark and fog. Yes, the journey for us was quite an experience.
Plus, we have to say that the tickets for the ferry aren't exactly cheap. So in regards to a drive grade, we still are going to give a 4 out of 5.
Level of fun. We heard that the San Juans are magical, and we can honestly say that it definitely lived up to that. For one reason, San Juan Island had a lot to offer.
Like art and culture, which is on full display within Roche Harbor part of the island. Within the sculpture part that features over 150 art pieces, and even the old lime kiln that sits in the middle of town square, reflecting an important part of the island's past.
Along with the art and culture, the island offers tons of options for food and drink, especially seafood. What was a bit surprising to us was that we found a really cool place to get some delicious and unique wine, Chin Chin.
Located at 255 Spring Street in Friday Harbor, Chin Chin is how they put it, more than a shop, but rather good life essentials. Though they offer a bunch of unique merchandise, what really attracts most is their curated selection of natural wines and of course, decadent handcrafted chocolate.
Yes, the chocolate was delicious, and you know that we had to taste their wine selection, some of which comes from all over the world. We definitely recommend Chin Chin goods on your trip to the island.
Yes, the options of restaurants, shops, including the art and history is all great, but with a lot of the magical attraction to the island being its accessibility to nature and wildlife, we wanted to be sure to experience popular local activities that align with that.
For the first activity, we went to Lime Kiln Park and met up with Catherine with Friends of San Juan to learn more about the local wildlife and its connection to the island by tide pooling at low tide.
Friends of San Juan is a local organization focused on fostering wild and healthy shorelines and ensuring health of the marine ecosystem. During our time, we learned quite a bit and got to experience what we learned up close.
It was really cool getting to see the different wildlife, some of which we don't think of as wildlife. And what else was crazy to think about was that where we were standing would be underwater in a couple short hours.
After our experience with the wildlife around the tide pools, we were ready to experience another more famous wild resident of the surrounding waters, the whales.
So we booked a whale watching tour with Western Prince Whale Watching Adventures. The tour company provides 3-hour tours of the Salish Sea in search of whales and other wildlife to encounter.
Since living here, we have always wanted to see a whale. so we were really excited about this experience. After a brief introduction and getting fitted for our safety gear, we loaded onto the fast raft and hit it off looking for whales.
Our captain for this trip was Captain JB, who communicated with other captains via radio for sighting tips. Along the way, naturalist Ayla educated us with facts and stories of the local area and wildlife outside, and including local whale families.
We were lucky on our trip because we actually followed a family of orcas for more than an hour. It was amazing. We got to see them in a variety of phases, from travel phase to even hunting and feeding behavior.
Yes, this was a lot of fun. Once again, we learned a lot and saw other wildlife along the way, but seeing the whales in their natural habitat was absolutely magical.
Yeah, we can honestly say that our whole experience all around felt magical. I mean, even the place we chose to stay was unbelievable, Snug Harbor Resort.
Yes, everything needed to enjoy the magic of the island is provided at Snug Harbor Resort, from the outside necessities like yard games, a fire pit with fire kindling and wood, even rafts and kayaks for guests to rent.
Along with the on-site coffee cafe, the cabins are perfect for visitors who didn't even want to leave the resort, as they include a fridge and stovetop oven. You can't beat it.
Yes, we loved our time on the island, and to tell the truth, we didn't want to leave.
At some point, we will be back to check out what the other islands within the San Juans have to offer, but we did get a sneak peek of the next island we will be covering for this island series.
But for our experience for the San Juan Island, we give a 5 out of 5 for level of fun.
Comfortability for Black people. Another aspect that lended to the magical vibe we felt on the island was the comfortable experience we felt as Black visitors.
Yes, from the service at the restaurants to the people we met up with, everyone was friendly and hospitable. We even noticed a few other Black residents of the island, as well as a couple other Black tourists. Plus, the mayor of the island is Black.
Unfortunately, we didn't get the opportunity to speak to any of the local Black residents, but we would definitely be interested in hearing their experiences. Maybe next time.
Yes, it was nice all around. It was even cool to know that Chin Chin is Mexican owned.
Yeah, we can't recommend the trip to San Juan enough. Just make sure you book your ferry reservation way ahead of time.
For comfortability for Black people, we give San Juan Island a 5 out of 5.
We hope you found this episode to be helpful and entertaining. Be sure to check out our previous episodes.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on all of our social media platforms.
Until next time, beautiful people, stay up, stay true, and do you.